Good morning, my name is Jasmine Palmer and I go to Oceanside High School. I am in 11th grade and I participate in my school's robotics team and marching band.
Hello, my name is Xavier Austin. I am a junior. I go to Baldwin Senior High School. I'm involved in music and I love doing spoken word oration.
My name is Albert Curley III. I attend Uniondale High School. I'm a senior. I'm an ordained minister. I've published a book last year. I like to listen to music. I like to play music. I'm a percussionist. And I also like to play sports such as football, wrestling, and basketball.
I'm Brandon Hardaway, Uniondale High School senior, and I do comedy. Right, that's a good take. That's a good take.
Good morning, my name is Phaedra McDowell. I'm in 11th grade and I go to Long Island Lutheran. I'm a singer, dancer, and actress, and I'm also a published poet.
Hello, my name is Larry Williams and I go to Valley Stream Central High School. I'm a senior and I write poetry and I do some spoken word on the side.
There we go. Hello, my name is Ryan Fitzgerald. I go to New Hyde Park Memorial High School and I'm interested in joining into the military.
My name is Josh Pallas. I go to John Jay College, and I really enjoy the Nassau County Police Explorer program that I'm in.
Hi, my name is Kylia Jackson. I go to Nassau Community College, and I'm a deputy inspector in the Police Explorers, and I love being here.
Hi, my name is Raekwon Rose. I go to Amityville High School, 12th grade. I do band, I'm a school drum major, and I do poetry.
Hello, my name is Andrew J. Colbreth. I attend APGS Middle School and I participate in the law club.
My name is Shanice Kyler. I'm in 6th grade. I'm involved with law club, gymnastics. I'm also involved with sports and praise dance. I'm in the 6th grade and I go to APGS Middle School.
My name is Michael Reed. I go to Baldwin Middle School. I'm in 8th grade. I play the trumpet in my school band. I'm on my school's basketball team.
I am Shelley Bracy from the Office of Minority Affairs, and I am excited that you guys have an opportunity to be here for this today. So I'm just really up to welcome you. We have, from your schedules, you can see we're going to have a real intensive morning. Everything is kind of going to be on the run. We're going to have to try to get ourselves back on schedule. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a tremendous opportunity. When we go upstairs to meet with the county executive, you guys are each going to take a photograph at his desk. He'll be standing next to you. And I'm going to run back to my office and print those off. That will be the front of your book. That will be the cover of your portfolio. Okay? We got your addresses, so the photographs will be either mailed or emailed depending on the photographer to you, so that you can put those things in your portfolio as well. So at this time, we're going to have our legislator. She is the newest addition to our legislature. She represents District Number 2. And I present to you Legislator Sela Bynum.
Good morning, good morning. It does my heart well to see all these bright and shining faces today. We even have some in uniform, so that's a great day. So I wanted to greet you this morning, and we were fortunate enough to secure the legislative chambers, and this is where the official meetings happen for the legislature. My seat would be the corner seat right down there, the last seat in the crescent, and I represent Legislative District 2, and that encompasses Westbury, straight through to Hempstead, Uniondale, and we pick up part of we pick up all of Lakeview and part of Rockville Center. And I forgot we also pick up part of Hicksville. So it's a pretty wide area, and the communities have different needs. And it's my responsibility to go through the district and meet with the leaders within the community and the families that reside there, and find out what their needs might be. In addition to meeting with the families, I also meet with more of the local elected officials in that area. We have the Village of Hempstead Mayor, we have the Village of Westbury Mayor, and we also have community groups such as civic organizations with presidents and officers. So it's my responsibility to meet with them, understand what their needs are, and then come back here and lobby for them. I work along with 18 other legislators that represent different districts, and we all come together at least twice a month here in this room to work through an agenda. And that agenda will have different components to which we have to vote on. And we have to vote on things that talk about everything from changing policy to dealing with the finances of the county. So it's important that each month I come here well-read on each topic, and that I stay abreast of all the current events and news issues that, as it relates to my district, as well as the other districts. So a little bit about how I reached the legislature. I went to Westbury High School, and I was a graduate of 1980. I want to tell you how old I am. So back in the 80s, I graduated high school, and from there, I went on to college. And I studied psychology. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. And while working with my degree in banking, I started to volunteer as a community revitalization specialist for the bank outside of my regular capacity. And while I did that as a volunteer, working in the Hempstead and the Westbury, Newcastle area, I really started to feel the passion to help people, to buy homes and to secure loans to enable their children to go to school, and for families to be able to achieve the American dream. So it was in that role that I felt most comfortable, and I felt like I was doing something that would really have significant impact on the community. So it was then that I decided that I would go on and get a master's degree, and I got that master's degree in public administration. So after achieving my my master's in public administration, I went on to volunteer to sit on the Westbury School Board. And I had to be elected into that position, and I was elected first in 2010, and then I was recently elected again in 2013. And it was through that experience and working in housing that I started to get a little bit interested in
Second of all, let me acknowledge my awesome team, our staff at the Office of Minority Affairs. They're working, they orchestrated, they put this together. I just signed off on it, and Shelley Brazeley, awesome leader in the Office of Minority Affairs. She's been on everything we do. And I would talk a little bit about some of the things we do. And also Alana Smith, who's been in the county work almost 20 years. She's in charge of affirmative action and diversity. Alana Smith, great to and that's very important. And what you are experiencing here today can be considered an affirmative activity to give you a smidgen of what political life is like and what goes into it. Sheila Bino is a legend. She's an awesome woman. She's the lady you took pictures with. She has overcome, she has a story. One day you will hear her story which will inspire you to overcome any odds that you may have come upon or will come upon. She is a legislator and is no small feat. And she also works in fair housing and as well on school boards. And to be where she is really a tribute. Would you help me celebrate her again? Republican legislator for a moment. But they have to work together for the betterment of the community. And you may do well to come and see how that works sometime because they have some heated conversation. I know that we'll see you again. I know in my mind, in my imagination, we will see you again. And when we see you again, this is the second time we saw you because we were up in the ceremonial chamber together before for Black History. And this is the reaction to the action, which is we want to keep those relationships. And when I say we'll see you again, we want to see you as police chiefs and police commissioners. We want to see you back as legislators. We want you to take her seat one day when she goes on to Congress or Senate someplace. And we want to see you here taking our spots, running the Office of Minority Affairs or as a county attorney. And we do have an African American who is the first county attorney, Judge Cornell Foskett. You will meet some of those persons today. They have a wonderful day set up for you. You will meet the county treasurer, who is a minority. He's an African American by the name of Omar Jefferson. And when we came to work with Mr. Mangano in 2010, January 2000, so these young people here, may I ask?
They range from middle school to high school.
Okay, so
no,
some
college.
of you,
Yeah.
okay, some of you may have the opportunity to get into that shop, and I think it's worth us doing it again next year. There you will get a chance to see all the aspects of the different aspects of government and participate in that. You have a wonderful day ahead of you. I greet you on behalf of the county executive, whom you should see shortly. But I greet you on behalf of our staff and all of the staff of Nassau County. And we hope that this will inspire you and get your mind and your imagination churning as you begin now to select college degree programs and career choices and vocations in life. Bless you. Thanks.
Y'all look so sharp today. I want to take a few minutes and talk to you about college choices. And I say that because oftentimes we look at institutions that are away from home. We look at institutions that are extremely expensive. We look at institutions that we consider top-tier institutions. And so I want to introduce you or represent an institution that is called the Harvard of community colleges. Why do I say that? Because Nassau Community College, with over 61 degree programs, over 66 certificate and degree programs, is an institution that over 24,000 students, hold your head up, sir, over 24,000 students come to. And they come to for a variety of reasons. They're a diverse population of students who come to Nassau Community College. Some come because their family had a private business and the economy has shifted, and therefore, in order to save tuition from Columbia, which is $60,000 a year, they said, I'll take the first 2 years at Nassau Community College, spending only $8,000, and then I'll spend the remaining 2 years at Columbia, which will only cost my family $120,000 for my education. And therefore, so many students start their education and start their academic attempts before going to Morehouse, before going to Cheney, before going to MIT, before going to any other institution. They start at Nassau Community College. There's another group of students out of the 24,000 that come to Nassau, and they come to Nassau. Why? Because they're not sure what they want. They do understand the imperative of a higher education. They do understand the importance of getting a college degree, but they haven't decided yet what they want. They haven't realized their opportunity. Therefore, they go because they don't want to spend thousands of dollars on an education not shoring and vacillating between degree programs. So they explore liberal arts. They explore business administration. They explore political science. They explore medicine. They explore biology. They explore the various degrees that are at an institution that would traditionally cost $60,000, but because it is supported by and sponsored by the state of New York and the county of Nassau, the tuition is only a drop in the bucket in compared to other institutions. Therefore, students come to Nassau because they're not sure what they want. And then there are other students who, like myself, had B averages all through high school. And I graduated in Freeport, and I was a B student. B here in summer school, be here after school. Oh, y'all ain't here saying nothing. Be here next semester, be here next year. I was a B student, I was a solid B student. And therefore, I didn't know, don't report that. But I'm working on my doctorate now, with 2 masters later. And I say that because Nassau can do that for you also, because you have not only do you have the diversity of professors and faculty and administrators, you have a host of people who will support and undergird you to make sure that you press forward and attain that education. Nassau also has, because it's your community college, it has a plethora of clubs and organizations. Why is that important? Because it's imperative to have the co-curricular activities that will undergird and support your education. What do I mean? Be it a gospel choir. Anyone sing with the gospel choir? Very good. Be it a dance club, be it a modeling club, be it a community service club, be it a cultural awareness club, whatever it might be, those clubs exist on the college campus. Why? Because it's your community. Why is that important? Because colleges and universities are microcosms of society, and you are the learners. You are the ones who will fix society. I'm getting older. I would love to be able to retire and traverse my community and know that certain things will be there to protect it. Only way I can do that is to make sure we have a well-educated, totally educated student. And that's you. And that's what we're looking for. And that's what Nassau Community College is looking for. We're looking for students who are going to come in, who are going to learn, who are going to be serious. Do not hear the hype and do not accept the hype and the misnomer of being the 13th grade. Because those who take that approach, yeah, I said it. That's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. The misnomer of calling it the 13th grade. And those who say it are the ones who take 4 years to graduate from a 2-year program. Those who say it are the ones who do not take life or education seriously. Again, it is the Harvard of community colleges. The placement exams, it's serious. You take the placement exams, and you're placed in a curriculum that's comparable to achieve. I need to hear with spirit. To achieve. All that is possible. We must attempt the impossible. To be as much as we can be. We must dream of being more. Ladies and gentlemen, go forth and learn. Go forth and lead. And go forth and serve. I thank you. I have information for you that I'll...
Okay, not too loudly. We're going to go into the conference room A. Conference room A.
Have seats until we're ready.
I had to change your head 3 times.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let me speak to my boss right quick. Hey!
Hey, boss. How you doing? How you doing, pal?
Good to see you.
Everything going well?
Doing well.
All right. I can't complain. You're going to come in here with us? Bishop Elliott. Okay.
Okay.
Hello all, come on in.
We're involved in our African American History Week program, and we're doing well in that school. As you see there with explorers, and they're doing various positive things in the community. We've had a chance to share with them this morning. You have this awesome opportunity to meet with and see the County Executive, Edward P. Mangano. The idea here is we just want you to greet them, Mr. County Executive, and then we're going to take individual pictures with them at your desk in a group shot, and we'll be out of your way. He has an extremely busy schedule, so for you to have this opportunity to be in here is really a privilege. It's going to help you to build your portfolio and help you as you
Bishop Elliott, who's our Deputy County Executive, my partner in government. He not only brings a great understanding and advocacy for our residents, but he brings some great spiritual strength to our administration. And I thank you for all you do day in and day out here in the County of Nassau. And today is just one more example of how he cares and we care about all our residents. And I couldn't be more proud of everybody that's joined us here today. Here at the county seat, our offices are always open to you, and certainly as you advance your careers, and perhaps some of you get a little older, we would encourage you to participate in our internship program if you have any interest in government. The wide array of areas that we have here, from our police department, which I see have some very proud explorers here that will one day patrol our great county and keep our residents safe, to our Parks Department, to our Office of Emergency Management, to our County Attorney's Office. We have a wide range of experience that we can offer here to you as you pursue a career in one of those fields. We actually have about 40 departments here now, and we handle almost every issue that you can think of that affects your daily life. We have a health department, we have social services, we have wastewater treatment, we have public safety, we have parks, we have museums, you name it. This county has a department that pretty much deals with that particular sector. From youth to senior citizens, we have an obligation, and in many areas we try to make all of our residents' lives even better here in the County of Nassau. So with that, maybe I'll take a few questions that you might have before we do, and I'd be honored to have photos with all of you. But does anyone have any particular questions of county government? I mean, me or Bishop Elliott can...
Some of them are going to be doing internships with Minority Affairs. And,
wonderful.
And giving them some experiences and with other departments. And will you explain that this picture is going into that folio? Would you explain that as we're doing this?
Go that way.
Go that way.
Go that way.
Pleasure. How you doing?
Look right at me, please. 2 shots. Look right here. One more. Look right here. Thank you.
Okay, nice meeting you. My drawer is ringing. Hold on 1 second. Great job.
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Look right here. Thank you.
These photographs, County Executive, are going to be the cover of their portfolio.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
make sure that you see the portfolio.
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
How you doing? Good, thank you.
I actually go to John Jay.
All right. So you guys are...
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
How you doing? Well, come on in the photo. My pleasure.
Smile.
Sir. Look right here, please. One more, please. Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Anything we do to help? Many events.
Like right here, please. One more, please. Thank you.
Right, yes. How you doing? Pleasure.
What school you with?
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
That's my son.
There you go.
Want to
That's
get in
your
the
son?
photo?
That's your
You want to
son?
get in the
Yeah,
photo?
why don't you come in?
Get in there? Yeah, get in there. Put him in the center.
Someone hit that button.
Is it automatic?
I can stand right here. Sure.
You got to come on up close. You know that, right? Stand up. Stand up. Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, did someone take it with yours?
I'll send him a shot. I'll send you a shot.
You have his father's here? Yeah. Well, come on over. Come on in.
I was going to say, that iPhone I can handle.
Just come closer. That's it. Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
All right. Take it from Dad. Always look at everybody. Right? Stick with the bishop.
Look right here, please. One more, please. Thank you.
There's two of them. There's actually a black and white clown and a orange and white clown.
Look right here, please.
There's an eel, too.
One more, please. Thank you.
How you doing? What's your name?
Look right here, please. One more, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks to the young man who did the poetry.
Ah, very nice.
Social poetry.
Look right here, please. One more, please. Thank you.
Now, what do you do?
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
That's in the electric bill, right?
No.
Oh.
Jason County Executive's hands. Look him in the eye. There you
Pleasure.
go.
Pleasure.
Look right at me, please. One more, please. Thank you.
Is that everybody?
How you doing? What's your name?
Let's go again. You told me what.
You gotta watch those knees.
Easy. There we go. Look right here.
So now they're going to do
One more, please. Thank you.
Did you take Sally, you went already? Okay, if I could get the line back up. Yep. Okay, we're gonna need you to squish in now.
Can they come about it so they can be tight?
Just come closer to the
Wait a
desk.
minute, you guys.
You gonna get in the photo up here?
No, I'm down with them. I want you to be spotlight on this.
You go behind. Come all the way in.
Some chairs down.
To be the head of state. Here's a story about a man, a simple man, a man with a dream to do the world some good. Here's a story for rich and poor, for young and for old, about a man from the hood trying to do the world some good. Here's a story about a man, an everyday man, a man with a dream to be the head of state. Here's a story about a man, an everyday man, a man with a dream to be the head of state.
We pointed out one already, right? It sets you apart. You live in a very competitive time. When I went to school and into the workforce, your competition was basically what was in your area. We competed. I'm from Hempstead. I competed with other students in Hempstead, maybe even Uniondale, other Long Island areas, and so forth and so on. But you guys are in a unique time in our lives. You are in a technology-dominated field that has permeated everything that we do. The way that we bank, right? When I grew up, you only could go to a teller. There was no such thing as an ATM. That didn't exist, right? The way that you communicate, you could write a letter. There was no such thing as email. You couldn't do that. So you guys are in a time where technology has kind of taken off. So you should have one because the portfolio is going to help you document your growth. It's going to document how you make good decisions that will be used in the future. And why is that important to an employer? Because an employer can't handle
Let's get it. All right. 1 minute? Okay. All right. Give him 1 more minute. All right. Yeah. How's everything? I'm good. We just had from 8 to 16.
This is 16 to 24.
16 to 24.
16 to 24. He presides over, he's responsible for over $2.7 billion.
Did we learn that today?
Over $2.7 billion, and he only has, with the county shutdowns, about 30-something employees with which to help him do that overseeing. We're proud of him. He's doing a great job. The county's finances are coming into great order under his leadership, and the county executive highly esteems him. Give him a hand.
Hi. How you guys doing? Good. All right. Good morning. It's a pleasure, having you guys here. When I got the call that you guys would be here this week, I actually did not take my vacation. So I actually said, you know what, I'll stay here because it's always a pleasure for me to come to talk to young people. So I got a call and they said, well, you guys are going to come. I said, you know what, I'm not going to take off this week. I also want to introduce to you Rolando Fernando, who's the deputy. He's the deputy president. And I'll just tell you guys, first I'll tell you a little bit about what we do here at the county treasurer's office. Like Dr. Elliott said, we're responsible for $2.7 billion, right? Nassau County has a population of 1.3 million people, and we are responsible for collecting. One is delinquent property taxes. We do not collect property taxes for the entire county, but we collect for delinquent property taxes. The way it works is your town, if you live in the town of North Hempstead, Oyster Bay, or Glen Cove, or Long Beach, the cities, they collect the property taxes. Anything that they don't collect and remit to us, we collect that. And we do it a couple of different ways. People come into our counter, they pay us delinquent property taxes. Once a year, we sell about $40 million in property tax liens, so that we can collect any taxes that weren't collected. The way that works is that investors come in and actually buy those liens, and then they collect over several years. Also, we collect all monies that's received for the county. If you get a traffic ticket, if you go to the parks and you use the parks, eventually that cash ends up here at the county treasurer's office. Sometimes it doesn't end up here directly, but it ends up here where the park may go deposit it, and then they send the information to us so we can reconcile it. We reconcile all bank accounts. Rolando is fantastic at that. Rolando and I worked several years ago. We worked at Chase together, and now we partner here to kind of make sure that we keep the county's books in order. So we have, I think it's about 114, and you get a refund, right? So your parents will pay their taxes. Eventually what may happen is they may grieve their taxes, and by grieving their taxes, they're entitled to a refund. What we do at the county treasurer's office, there's a group that handles those refunds. So if you go to a lawyer, you can do it yourself, you can do it online, and you get a reduction in your taxes. That also comes to us, and we're told that, based on your section, block, and lot, or your home address, to refund you X number of dollars. You know, it could be $1,000, it could be $10,000. Some people get refunds back if they own a commercial building of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right, so it's interesting. One of the other things I want to tell you guys about, and you'll hear about Nassau County, we also we borrow all the money to help the county run its operations, right? There are different types of debt, and I'm not going to go real deep diving here. You know, you guys are probably hungry, but I just want to make sure that I tell you how this works. There's debt where we call it cash flow borrowing, where you borrow money so you can meet your cash flow needs, right? We have a really large payroll, and it all depends on when your cash comes in, right? So we have property taxes come in certain times of the year, but sometimes we need to actually borrow money so that we can make it through the periods of time where you don't get your education, right? That's the most important thing. You don't do anything else, get your education. Second thing is learn as much as you can about everything that you can, even if it doesn't pay you, right? A lot of times I talk to young folks and I say, help me do this. Well, how much are you going to pay me? Forget about the pay. The pay will come later, because once you have it here and it's in your mind, all of a sudden, you know what, you become more valuable. As you become more valuable, the pay will come later. You know, if you're always saying, hey, if I got to move this from here to here, how much are you going to pay me? You know, that's not the attitude to have. A lot of what I've learned over the years, it was just by doing a lot of things that were volunteer. You know, I volunteered to be in my community to run my civic association. You know, I volunteered to run the Little League, right? Just by volunteering is where I met people who later on, you know, I would interact with, network with, and that led me to different opportunities. So, you know, one was going to school, of course, but two was also putting myself in a position where I network with folks who later on, when I had to pick up the phone, and sometimes the phone would ring, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? What's happening? Just by getting involved in things that don't actually pay you will eventually lead to opportunities, right? So remember that. Just get your education, but don't always look for pay before looking for just opportunity, exposure, meeting people, networking with folks, and that'll help you in the long run. All right, you guys have any questions? Yeah.
You said that you go and borrow the money. Where does the money come from that you're borrowing?
Okay, that's a good question. It all comes from banks and investors. So what happens is, if we're going out to the market, as an investor, if you were looking for an investment, municipal bonds is probably one of the more secure bonds that you can get, right? So what will happen is you have investors out there that will go out and look for municipal bonds to buy, right? So they know that our credit is really good. They know they'll get repaid. So they may be looking for short term, they may be looking to just invest for 9 months, a year, and with the case what I mentioned, like projects, if you're doing a project in a community, it may be 30 years before that gets paid back. So it's all in investors from banks that, you know, we borrow the cash from. All right, that was a good question. Hi.
Yeah, how do you decide what money goes where? Like what goes to what we pay for? I mean, what, I don't know. I guess
No, that's a good question, because they're different funds, right? So, and that's a really good question. We can't really mix. You know, it's almost like running your household, right? You have money to do certain things, and there's different funds here. So we can't really mix money that doesn't belong together. So let me give you an example. There's money in the general fund, right? The general fund cash can only be used for certain purposes, right? And then there's a capital fund. The capital fund is when I talked about projects. Capital fund money, if we use that to pay for, let's say, general fund purposes, right? Big trouble, right? I could be in real big trouble if if I borrow money to fix a road, and that money doesn't go towards fixing that road, but it goes towards paying the salaries of company employees that didn't work on that road, I have a big problem. So we have everything set up in funds. We have the capital fund, we have the debt service fund, we have an environmental bond fund. So as money comes in, it has to be booked to the right fund. And then when we're paying for things, we have to make sure that it's coming from the right fund, right? So it's very important that we keep our money separate. All right, that's a good question. Also, you guys are on top of the game. We also issue all the paychecks here. So that's you guys have what you got, right? So everyone knows me and likes me because at the end of the day, when they need a check, they come knocking. If not, they could care less who I was. They're like, oh yeah, that's a treasurer. I'm just kidding. That's a treasurer. He issues all the checks. So we do all the checks. One of the projects that Rolando and I are working on right now is to really get rid of as many paper as possible, right? So we're trying to eliminate paper. These are the high school, college age explorers. Yes, sir. What school do you guys go to?
I go to John Jay.
Oh, okay. You guys are in college. Okay. Nassau.
New Park Memorial.
Okay. All right. So it's some of you guys just freshmen in college. Sophomore. Okay. So we have a group here that ranges. Who's the youngest guy here? No. You are? Yeah. All right, so we go for what, age 8 up?
No, 11.
11, okay, so you're 11. No.
Tell them how old you are.
You're 11.
Okay. All right, you guys have any other questions? I think I covered just about what I wanted to cover today. No? What do you guys get to eat? You guys found out where you're going to eat yet?
No. That's a surprise. I hope so.
No, when you get to across the street, yeah, that's all good stuff. Now, again, it was a pleasure having you guys here. Again, through Shelley, Dr. Elliott, if you guys, if you forgot, if there's anything that you think of while you're having lunch and you want to ask me that question, you can reach out to them, and it's a pleasure having you guys.
You may want to look at an opportunity to do maybe a couple of interns.
Okay.
Possible.
All right.
So we'll be looking at those opportunities.
Okay. That's one of the things I didn't tell you. What's required in our office, and again, if you like numbers. If you like to work with numbers, you like accounting, if that's what attracts you in school, working, most of the people in our department have a lot of accounting experience. Some of them are accountants, some of them are, they just like working with numbers. That's one of the things that we look for. So if you guys are interested in numbers and you speak to, I guess the leader of the group, we would be glad to have you. We'd be glad to show you what we do in our office, and you guys can probably help us a lot. We'll work you to death.
And again, that's resume. To say I work.
I'll mixtape dropping next dynamic speaker contest.
I don't know what he's talking about. My website came out, I'm blowing up.
Oh, seriously?
Nobody want to clap for me.
Next time.
Brandon, Jasmine, what you doing? Jasmine trying to be a scientist. Brandon, he's lost.
Leave that group chat girl in.
He got one interested.
Thank you. Yeah. First, I'd like to thank Deputy County Executive Elliott for inviting me here, the Department of Minority Affairs, and I want to applaud each of you young people for being here. I think you're at a time in your life where you can make very critical decisions as to what you want to do with your future. And by being here and taking the initiative to get involved in a program that can expose you to so many opportunities as you get older is an excellent thing to do. I grew up out here. I grew up in Uniondale, and I went through Uniondale schools. And so, I see some Uniondale. Okay, all right. And for me, there were a lot of opportunities going back then. And when I say that, we had business clubs, we had a lot of activities after school, and so the opportunities for a young person like myself coming from a single parent home that were free led me to where I am today. And I urge you to take advantage of the opportunities that you have, something unique like this, because I have to tell you, I probably didn't meet a judge until I was in college. I had no idea what a judge did other than watching People's Court and maybe some of those, court television shows back then. This is before your time. Matlock, maybe. Anybody know Matlock? Okay, this is what you do. Repeats. Okay, all right. Some of us know what that is. In the heat of the night, you'd see shows like that, and you'd say, maybe one day I could do that. However, as time grew on and I realized what I wanted to do more and more as I got older, and as certain doors were open for me, it led me to the idea, one day I want to be a judge. And my mentor is here today. You'll hear from him shortly, Judge Carter. But it's an amazing thing when you see someone who looks like you, who's doing something that you can see yourself doing 15, 20 years from now. And when I look out at all of you, I see the potential. I hope you see the potential. There's a doctor sitting in here. There's a cardiologist sitting in here. There's a reverend sitting in here. There's an engineer sitting in here. There are a lot of different things that I could see any of you doing, but you've got to want to do it. So what I encourage all of you to do is continue along the path that you're going. Take advantage of everything that comes before you. Even if you say, maybe I'm not so great at this, explore it anyway. You can never tell where your interest will take you and what it'll do for you. But I do know that at the end, with the hard work, with the determination, with the dedication, your opportunities are limitless. And so before I sit down, I want to take the opportunity to introduce to you my mentor. As I said to you, he's here today, Judge Carter. Judge Carter is one of the senior judges in County Court, Nassau County, one of the highest elected officials, and I say African-American elected officials here in Nassau County. When I used to be a prosecutor, I worked for the district attorney's office before becoming a judge. I had the opportunity to cover his part. And when I say that, meaning that when the state was going to bring cases before the court, I would be the attorney that would cover that part. And it was my responsibility to make sure that the cases could be thoroughly conferenced. I was aware of what was going on and I was prepared. And Judge Carter always held any of the attorneys in his part to a very high standard, meaning you can't mess around. You better know your stuff and you better come in with no excuses. And it's not enough to say it was somebody else's work. No. It's your job because you represent the state. And so as each of you think about what you want to do, I want to encourage you to think, what is your accountability? What is your responsibility? When you come in anywhere, whether it be a courtroom or a classroom, you make a statement. Each of you here, when I see you, and I said why I see the potential, you look like professionals. Any of you have the ability to walk into a courtroom, and short of your age, you'd say, excuse me, counselor, what case do you have? And I want you to think that way, because every time you step out of your homes, you are representing yourself, your family, and you're also projecting what your future will be. Well, Judge Carter allowed me to project as in what my future would be. And so it is my privilege and my honor to introduce to you my mentor, Justice Gerald Carter.
Honor of standing here before you. I want to thank Reverend Elliott, Shelley Blazey, the Office of Minority Affairs, the County of Nassau, for giving me this opportunity to address you in this setting. I don't know, how many of you have been in this building before? Great. This is the Bar Association. This is where all the lawyers and judges come, and they'll sit down and they'll talk about law and other matters that are important. It's good that you see this, that you know this place exists. You'll notice that it's a little bit different than some of the other buildings. It has integrity. It has character. It's got all those things that a lawyer is supposed to represent to the public. Now, I come before you as a county court judge, the #1 county court judge in my building. I've been there the longest. I'm the senior judge. I got there as a result of making sacrifices. And I think your program is about success. Success is not something that comes immediately. Success takes time. And success means that you've done a lot of things to sacrifice. If you want to be successful, one of the things you have to do is to recognize that you're capable of success. Don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. You're going to run into people who will try to do that to you. You might run into a teacher who tells you you can't do this. You might run into a guidance counselor who tells you you can't do this. Dare I say, you might run into a parent who has their expectations for you lower than what you should be. Don't listen. Be your own person. Get a medication for yourself. By medication, I mean a prescription for success. Believe in yourself. That's number one. Number two, don't surround yourself with deadbeats. A deadbeat will pull you down. A deadbeat is the person who says, well, why are you speaking proper English? That's not black. All right? Deadbeats are people who are running around the street, dare I say, walking, where I can see everything of their underwear. All right? And using all kinds of profanity. Deadbeats are women who are calling each other the B word. Deadbeats are people who sit up there and don't have a prescription for themselves as to how to succeed. If you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, a police officer, anything that's contributing to society, you need to surround yourself and actually put yourself in that motif. Watch law shows, watch police shows. See if you can ride around to the Hempstead Police Department. Sometimes they might, walk in and say, hey, I'm thinking about being a cop. What can you tell me? Thinking about being a minister. You have a whole slew of ministers, including the bishop here, and a host of other people who want to see you succeed. So, believe in yourself. Do not surround yourself with deadbeats. Always have a release. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that our lives are going to become increasingly more stressful. You guys have grades you want to get. You guys have class rankings. You might be playing sports and you want to start over somebody else. And you put a lot of pressure on yourself to succeed. And if you don't get it right away, you're crestfallen. There's always another opportunity. Michael Jordan didn't start on his high school basketball team. Matter of fact, he was cut as a senior. You know what he said? I'm coming back stronger. He's probably the best player. Well, you might get a debate from Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, but he's one of the three best players that ever played the game. Okay? You guys have to have that same type of drive. No matter how many times you get smacked down, you're going to get back up again. Because people, once they smack you down, they want you to stay down. You guys are not those people who just lay down and die. You want to make certain that I'm coming back, and if I'm coming back with a vengeance. The other thing I'll say to you is this. Always have a goal. It may be that you set a goal that I'm going to get a 95 in history. You get a 90, all right? At least you had a goal. You know that you can attain success. If you don't have a goal, you will not have any success whatsoever. And then last thing I'll say on this whole issue of success is this. Recognize that success requires commitment, and success is also a continuing journey. I know when you guys were smaller, you used to get in the car, and my 3 daughters used to do the same thing. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And I used to say, Jesus, excuse me, please, please. But what they're asking was, have we arrived? Well, once you arrive, there's still work to be done. You got to stay at that location, or you look to move up even further. I mean, you don't know what's on the other side of a mountain until you get to the mountain and you look over. You could be content to stay in the valley. What you have to do is to keep your mind focused on constantly making myself a better person, constantly making myself a better human being, constantly being a tribute to my family, myself, and my community. Now, I sit on the county court bench. I deal with very serious crime. And unfortunately, a lot of that crime is being committed or alleged to be committed by people who look like me. I am tired of putting young African-American men in jail. Because when I give you jail, I'm sending you to prison. I'm not putting you in an orange suit. I'm putting you in a green suit. I'm sending you up to Fishkill, and then you're going to be disseminated there from to Attica or whatever security facility there is. I'm tired of that. So one of the things when I got this invitation, I said, you know what? The first time I see these young people, I don't want to see them handcuffed behind the back. First time I see them, I want to see them sitting here in suits, ties, being respectful, having a program in their mind as to how to succeed. Because if I can address you at this stage, I don't have to tell you how much time I'm giving you at the other stage. So I'm deeply encouraged to see you folks here. I think Shelley sent me an email with this young man, is he here? Who got the letter and was smiling in the back of the car? That's what I thought. Was that you? You got the letter that you can come and participate, and your mother sent it out on the email, and you were smiling like you had gotten a Bentley or something like that, you know? That's encouraging to us, because at some point in time, we're not going to be here. Bishop Elliott is not going to be the head of Antioch Baptist Church, the same way Dr. Burrell is no longer the head. We're going to transcend the transition. Judge Farrell hopefully will be here. Maybe she'll be an administrative judge. I hope she actually gets higher than me and goes to the Appellate Division Court of Appeals. But all our hopes, dreams, and aspirations rest with you. So as I say to a lot of people, I have that seat right now. I'm keeping it warm for one of you. Make us proud. Thank you very much.
As part of the Green Team, what these young ladies do with myself used to be 11 or more persons doing, but now it's only 3 or so of us who understand it, the community, and are trying to do it. And for to have pulled it off, not just this, but the job shadowing in years past, and to have this quality of individuals to address you and to sow into your inspiration and your dreams and your visions is very, very important. To have sat in the county executive's seat, to have sat where the Democrats and the Republican legislators sit, and to sit in their chairs and the county executive's chair was more than theatrics. It was to stimulate you into dreaming. When I see this young lady, for some reason, when I see these young people, I see them as future police commissioners. That's it. Heading up the whole law enforcement or district attorneys, working up. And so we're proud of you, and we want to, as we wind down now, we want to thank you for participating. And this is not, everybody said this is not the last time we want to see you. This is not the last time we want to see you. We will see you again. And it won't be standing in front of the judge. Maybe it's somebody standing in front of you. And so we have great hopes for you. Alana, would you help me as we conclude to acknowledge our Explorer representative?
Yes, if I could just bring your attention to Officer Dan Hansen, who is in charge of these standing. He has been a tremendous support to our office when we need explorers, when we have the color guard and other representation. And he represents in our police department, as you have met today, all 3 branches of our government. You met the executive branch with County Executive Head Mangano, and then you also met someone from our legislative branch, and you met 2 people from our judicial branch, and Officer Johansson works for the police department, which also falls under our executive branch. So if I could just ask you to please put your hands together and thank them.
It's all the explorers, though. They do all the work and they do the color guard and all, so they put in so much time. We have explorers that range, some of them up to 1,500 hours of community service. So.
Would you just share really briefly about how one may become an explorer?
Sure. Yeah, if there's anybody interested in the Explorer program, it's for young men and women from 14 to 20. So we take new explorers every October. October. And we have an open house that you come, we ask your parents to come, we want everybody to see what you get involved with. But the idea of the program is to give you an insight into law enforcement. And we don't have people, everybody that comes here isn't expected to become a police officer at all. We have a lot that want to become lawyers, and hopefully judges too, but lawyers, it's law enforcement, so anything to do with that career itself, you learn a lot about it. So actually one of our chiefs, Leslie Quintanilla, she aged out, she comes back like our friend here, Willie Thompson, but she wants to be a lawyer now. She originally joined the program, did she want to be a police officer? She said, you know what, I want to do law now. So she started going to school for law, and she's actually working for a lawyer as a paralegal right now, and working her way up. But we have so many stories like that, and so many kids. And I'd love to hear from Uniondale. Actually, out of the 4 people I have here that are explorers, 2 of them are from Uniondale. We have so many that are from Uniondale that we really have a big contingent from that school. It's great. A lot of the RTC there helps bring them in. But what you do in the program is you learn about law enforcement, and you also do a lot of community service. Most of the kids average a few hundred hours.
I'm really grateful to Judge Carter because everybody was so eager. All of the people that addressed you today were just so excited about encouraging you to walk in your success. And so I'm very excited. I also want to thank Judge Lance Clark, because he is the one who reserved this space for us. He's not here, but I want you to remember that name. If you ever run into him, please.
Clark is going to arrange this momentarily, but keep your ears open. This has really inspired us to realize that we need to replicate our shadowing, our job shadowing that we've done in yesteryear. This is one of the first years that we did not do it, but it's helping us to see the significance of it. And next year we hope to do it again. And so we want some of you, if not all of you, to be a part of the job shadowing project, but you'll get a chance to go to every department, every major department, or every branch of government, and get a smidgen and build relationships again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Judge. Thank you.